Friends of our channel and YouTubers, welcome. Answers of an Alien from Andromeda, Video 75, March 7, 2012. Friends, the Sun is under direct influence of the system Nibiru, a Pleiades planet that orbits the Sun in orbits slightly larger than Mercury. The crew lines were discharged the function of relieving stress from the Sun and let nature take its course. Its mothership is orbiting close to the Sun, waiting for instructions. Everything done so far has been to avoid the anticipation of the governments of mass culling of populations. Now, the cycle of natural events was released by the community Galactica for the planet Earth, to organize according to the needs generated at this frequency shift, and his elevation to the respective level, within the context of a galactic development. All atomic missiles are neutralized, and atomic war is being prevented dynamically by Pleiades. The system Nibiru will be close to the Sun in a very short time, and it is that is causing any increase in solar activity that has already been explained to you several times. Everything that was said so far and all were disappointed not to have happened last year will happen from now, because everything was cleared to happen. Those who are prepared to contact the rescue groups extraterrestrials, may be brought into the bases being actively expanded for this purpose. What we can do for groups more prepared we will do, since the intervention order will be given at the right time. CB has received hundreds of emails requesting estimates of regional events, but were forbidden by the galactic community to detail these details, because in many cases are unpredictable given the many variables involved. Be prepared for the forecasts given to you before, try to reread everything already mentioned and take all the development initiatives to address the problems. As I mentioned earlier, your society relies on technologies very faint. If they lack communication and energy, the chaos will be definitively established globally. Nuclear plants that are in operation will be neutralized by Pleiades in an emergency task force if governments do not comply with the order of dismissal. Again, be prepared for when the distribution of food, energy and fuels begin to fail. Have your stock to follow through with your plan of evacuation of major cities and go to areas with access to natural resources, because these are the only features that will exist after a widespread collapse. Belfith asks, so is our solar system really a helioid shape like the double helix, or is it elliptical as our traditional models suppose? Belfith, the solar system is elliptical orbitally speaking, and has double helix movement between the orbits of the planets that surround it, creating a horizontal balance point or center of inertial gravitational energy, so that there are no resulting vectors perpendicular to its rotational relative position in the galaxy. Mecha asks, all subatomic particles are held in position by what can be thought of as bars of electricity. When I place a voltage across a subatomic particle by pushing this pattern of gradients making up DC current in one side, if I maintain its motion/electrical oscillations that are of a very high frequency and perpendicular to this electric force going in, out the other side of the particle parallel to the electric current going in, get an elongation or shortening of the bar of electrical force. Mecha, see, subatomic particles are grouped by fields of force. It is easier to understand than power bars. When applied to a potential energy cohesive groupings of atoms, this can cause an electric current, which is actually a dynamic exchange of subatomic particles. That is, the potential difference enters a subatomic particle at a time in the next atoms, and these atoms, in an attempt to restabilize, transfer a subatomic particle to the subsequent atom, and this exchange chain results in the expulsion of a particle at the other end of the set. The subatomic particle that entered at the beginning may never get to the opposite extreme, but someone else out instead. The less interatomic spaces, combined with the more subatomic particles contain the atoms of the composition, the lower the resistance of an exchange of subatomic particles and the larger the field of energy released by the set or matter in question. I hope I have understood and answered your question. Vikram asks, Mithi, would these statements be correct? Time is a sensation caused by relative motion in space, and all forms of matter are quantum energies integrated into an atomic and subsequently a molecular form. Vikram, time is not a sense of movement, is a resulting physical-chemical reactions of all cyclical formations. Cyclic formations is all that has a predetermined expiration date after being created. The duration of this period of shelf life is the time to be perceived by the participant in this particular cycle. The energy quantum is like clay, it combines particles, atoms and molecules according to pre-established plans to create. All the third dimension is created in the same way, using the same energy which creates and recycles all matter available. It's like you have different fruits in one basket, all collected in the same place, with very different flavors and consistencies, leaving exactly the same land with the same chemical composition. The way the matter is aggregated to produce the differences are different formulations of quantum energy used. Nature uses the appropriateness of all living species, whether animal or vegetable, as a pre-programmed system that adapts to the conditions available, the needs of each species to a cyclic existence. Nothing will live where there is not a possibility to adapt naturally to all the elements that needed to be quantified. Friends, I'll be in touch through here this year because my mission was confirmed by a further 11 months. We are really busy and asked, but I'll always be in contact with CB. Stay well all. Thanks for watching, join our channel. You are welcome there.